This is a very interesting world, Dragoncon. It must be like the United Nations in an altered state. The United Nations on acid. I'm having a marvelous time. Of course, I'm signing next to Mr. Shatner and Mr. Nimoy. So never a dull moment. The testosterone is overwhelming. I have to continually remind them to lower their egos, but we're having a good time. I'm mad about them. This is my way of telling you I'm deeply affectionate towards both of them. Yesterday, I signed, I ran around, I saw a lot of things, and then I went and gave some blood. How many of you gave blood yesterday? And just to tell you what kind of a world this is, I went into this inner room that reminded me of something on Voyager. And I lay down. It's a great way to put your feet up. It's the only way to get a rest on this weekend, isn't it? 10 minutes. And I laid down on this little chaise, and next to me was this vision. It was a butterfly, a human butterfly, a female butterfly, all white. She had wings in her hair, and wings in her eyes. And she was with two attendees, and they were hovering over her, and it was clear to me that this was the first time in this girl's life she'd ever given blood, and that it was momentous and terribly important. So her attendees were saying, "Don't worry, it won't hurt. As a matter of fact," they were Irish, "as a matter of fact, I understand that one of the captains might be in here giving her old platelets." And the other girl said, "No, you're mad. Which one?" "Oh, you know, the one that got lost." And the blood giver said, "Oh, that'd be the lady now, wouldn't it?" "That would. And where did she get lost?" "Oh, wasn't it in that odd part of space that no one's ever heard about? Before or after?" "That's it. And what was her name now?" "Wasn't it Mary? Was it Mary Kate?" "No, it sounded Jane. And then I said, "Do you mean Captain Janeway?" And all three of them went, "Jesus, it's herself." And from there I went back to my signing with those two devils, and from there we went to the banquet honoring Mr. Nimoy. And quite right that he should be honored for a lifetime of achievements. Unprecedented, I think, in his experience and in ours. And his remarks were very moving, because I thought, oh, what's Leonard going to say? You know, it was one of those moments where you wonder. But he delivered in that way that makes me always feel so proud to be a part of this whole thing. He said, you know, of all of the things in my life, having this relationship with Star Trek, with the vision of the future, with Roddenberry's vision, and my capacity to reach the world has not only enabled me to be a better person, but it has ennobled me to be the person that I am. And I just thought, that's exactly it. That's exactly right. That's how I feel. I was asked yesterday how I felt about being Janeway, and there are no words to properly articulate the journey. It's an extraordinary privilege. It's an unbelievable honor, because I was the first girl, ladies and gentlemen. Let this never be disputed. And if it is, you can say, I saw her in purses and J's and BJ's, and she's a girl. And I had many moments of terror and many moments of glory, but the essential journey was one of complete conviction, high honor, and an excellence in labor and in effort unparalleled in my experience. I have never worked so hard since, and I never worked so hard before. And I'm continually rewarded by meeting you people and coming to these things and finding out how I have touched you, and particularly women, and women in science. This is the beauty of life. Are you girls in science? Who are you in science?
Engineering, physics, and space mission design.
Oh, sing it out, sister. That's a girl. Now, is it true or is it not true? And I hope you come up here.
Yeah.
I mean, come to this microphone, and let's have a little dialogue. What are you doing?
I just got a BS in engineering, physics, and mathematics, and I'm working on my master's in space mission design and space system engineering.
Wow.
No, they're farmers.
They're farmers.
I grew up watching Star Trek, and
How
I was
extraordinary.
very motivated by
Where were you raised, honey?
Green Acres, Washington, outside of Spokane.
Very good. And what are you going to do with, that's a big science community. And what are you going to do with this?
We are going to Mars, and I'm taking us there.
Turn around and face it. And she's a beauty to boot. So I want to ask you a question. And you'll answer. Because you're the real thing.
I am a real rocket scientist.
I know you are. In the first or second season of doing Voyager, I was invited to the White House and the Kennedy Center by Mrs. Clinton to speak to women in science.
Yes.
Right? These women were culled from all over the world as experts in their respective fields. I couldn't possibly enumerate them for you. You know better, far better than I. But very advanced, right? And I was to speak to them from my vaunted position as Captain Janeway, the great scientist. And you know, you lose yourself sometimes, because I was writing the speech out on the plane, and I thought, well, of course I can talk to them. I'm a scientist. And when I got in front of them, I just threw it away, looking at them and understanding that what had happened, what had really happened culturally in this moment, was that these women of superior intelligence and great promise had chosen me from a pool, I guess, of candidates to speak, because they assumed and concluded, and rightly too, ladies and gentlemen, that if Paramount Pictures and UPN had the balls and the prescience and the foresight to put a lady in this seat, then indeed it was making way for women like you. Do you believe that this is true?
I do.
And what is this? What is this alchemy that happens between popular culture, which is television, and science, which is you? What happens in this transaction?
I think that the popular culture, like for us, my generation is watching Star Trek. For Von Braun, it was Jules Verne. But what it is something that is able to take what is inside of us, the yearning for knowledge, an unquenchable thirst to know what is out there and to explore. And it's to take that yearning that is inside of us and give us a platform and a way to discover how to use it. And so for me, I discovered space because I like Star Trek. And I realized I can have this yearning, I can explore and do this because of space.
Now look at you, brought me to tears. Here's the thing, my darling, that binds us together forever. It's the unquenchable passion. That cannot be mistaken or in any way misinterpreted when it presents itself in its authentic state. And whether that's an actress on television or you on Mars, we share this, right?
Yes.
So that's the bond.
You were in my college thesis.
I was? I'd like to be in your will. You are going to have an extraordinary life. Let's hear it for this girl.